So you might be wondering, who is Louis L'Amour? Let's start there. Louis L'Amour was an American author. He died in 1988, but he wrote 100 novels before he died. He was from North Dakota, and most of the books that he wrote were Western novels, kind of paperback things. We would generically, I guess, call them cowboy and Indian sort of stories. I had never read anything by Louis L'Amour until the summer of 2006 when I lived in Afghanistan, and I'll confess to you that for much of the time that I was there, I was a little bit nervous. Sometimes I was just downright afraid. But I read a Louis L'Amour novel. The fellow that I shared a house with there had 10 or so books by Louis L'Amour, and so I read one and then another, and pretty much devoured them. Not because they were deep, probing philosophical literature or anything, but they were happily predictable. It's like this: good guy, bad guy, conflict, resolution, happily ever after. That was the plot line. And at the time that I was living in Afghanistan, I wasn't always so certain from the conditions that prevailed there that that's the way that the plot line of life works out. So it was nice to be reminded in a simple kind of way that also is the plot line of human history, at least according to some. Good guy, bad guy, conflict, lots and lots of conflict, resolution, and happily ever after. Love wins. That's the reason I read Louis L'Amour. And just in case you're curious after you hear the song, Kirby and Rosemarie are doing just fine, thank you.
That's the reason I read Louis.
No Poncho, he's a bad guy. Poncho's